Good afternoon, Colonel Country, and welcome to another episode of Colonel's Corner. On today's episode, we'll be previewing the 2021-22 Wilkes University men's ice hockey season. Our guest today, head coach Tyler Hynes. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Happy to be here. Let's talk some ice kernels.
Yes, let's. Let's start off talk about your expectations of the 2021-22 season. We're coming off a shortened season in which the team went 7-4 and qualified for the UCHC playoffs, advancing to the semifinals. You got a lot of seniors coming back this year. Can you talk about what your expectations are as we head into the season?
I think you hit the nail on the head right there with the senior class. This is our fourth year as a program, and the class that started this has, really been core kernels their whole time through, been builders. They came here to be builders, and now we want to see this through. And that's the exciting challenge we have. I think there's a desperation that comes with it. I have the unique perspective of having been in that situation myself 4 years ago. And that would be the one word that I think I take away from it is desperation. And I noticed that right off the start. And they've done a great job, not just, competing and creating that competitive culture that we want, but also being leaders. And healthy competition is important, but also bringing the younger guys. We have a bigger class incoming this year than we have in the past, bringing them along with them, because that's really going to be what I think is the biggest factor in whether we have success or not.
Now let's talk about those returners that we have coming back. We already talked about the seniors, but there's plenty of juniors and sophomores also coming back that are going to have a certain level of expectations upon them. Can you talk to us about those guys that have the experience that are coming back this year?
Huge. That experience is huge. And it's an advantage that we have now that we didn't have thinking back just a couple of years ago. We were the kind of wide-eyed new kids on the block. And it's amazing how quickly you go from being one of the youngest teams in the country to being one of the oldest teams in the country. And with that, when you're on the younger end, you have that future value. It's still there. Then as you go, time becomes a little more pressing. And we're at that point now. I know the seniors have relayed that message. I think it's, relayed not even through words, just by how they are every day, the attitude they bring to the rink, the appreciation they have to practice again. And those guys in those middle classes are doing a good job. They observed and now are enhancing our culture. They came in, saw it, a lot of guys that are older than them, and now they're at the point where they know what we're all about, and that's what they're all about too. They believe in themselves, and now they're starting to lead the way. And that's where I think we go from having a team to having a program, and I'm excited about that.
Let's talk about some of the newcomers to the program this year. It's a couple first years, a couple transfers. Can you tell us what we can look for this year from players that'll be getting their foot in the door for the first time for the Colonels?
Yeah, we had the unique opportunity this year, and really want to thank our administration, Addie Malatesta, Phil Winger, for letting us add a scrimmage to our schedule, because that was a very valuable, not only evaluation tool, but learning tool to have video to talk about and learn from throughout the next couple of weeks of practice. We're almost 3 weeks in now. We have our first tournament coming up this weekend. And to be honest, I'm not really sure what to expect from the first years. They've played well to this point. They've been ahead of where I thought they would be, but we want to see them against some different colored jerseys too, and see how they perform. So that's the next challenge. That's the next step. But as far as to this point, I just mentioned observe and enhance. They're in the observing phase, and not only have they done a great job of that, but they seem to be getting along well together too. They're a tight-knit class, and watching what's going on with the older guys, they've picked up the slack. And I think if you walked into a workout, to a practice, to a study hall, it'd be hard to tell who the first year guys are and who the older guys are.
Let's talk about the conference. For obviously, we play in two different conferences, both the United Collegiate Hockey Conference and the Middle Atlantic Conference. Can you talk about what your expectations are and touch a little bit on both?
Yeah, it's one of the, there's so many great things about being at Wilkes, about coaching this team, but getting to compete in the UCHC and the MAC as well is one of the best parts of it, because you know it's going to be a battle every night. You know there's a lot of high quality coaches and players, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing them. And I mean, the last 3 years, you know, I know we go down and we'll talk in the office about it. You're a hockey junkie just like me. It seems to come down to that last weekend, and it always matters. And every game is meaningful, and good competition, meaningful hockey, and a chance to extend your season. I don't know what more we could ask for from our league.
Let's talk about the schedule. You kind of touched on the first weekend that we're starting off with this weekend. What are some of the games that you're looking forward to this year?
This weekend right now, we've been itching. This has been something that, you know, we have guys that have thought about every day for, you know, the last 5-6 months. I know I have, and it's here. And we finally get that opportunity to see where we're at, see where the measuring stick is, getting to play some new teams. We start off with a team that we've never played before in SUNY Fredonia, and a team that we don't know a whole lot about, quite frankly. They have a lot of new players. We have some new players. They have some returners. We have some returners. And it'll be interesting to see, especially early on in the game, how things shake out, what each team's game plan is. But I know for a fact, just coming from practice right now myself, we have a group that's excited, intense, excited, and ready to compete.
Wilkes University men's ice hockey kicks off the 2021-22 season this Friday when they head to Buffalo State for a tournament where in the first round they'll take on SUNY Fredonia at 2:15. Coach, thanks for joining us. Good luck this year.
Thanks, Adam. You got it.